About line drives. Line drives are for, or at least the way that I'm trying to use them, is for fading from a left speaker to a right speaker. You can't do it linearly because as it fades from the left to the right and it hits the center, there's actually a drop in the amplitude of the sound. So we want the amplitude to sound consistent throughout the entire transition. So here we have line drive at its very core on the right side, and if we plot it out, then we have this type of graph. And so if we look at the arguments, we have the first one, the input, which is 0 to 127, and then we have the output number, which is going to be a float number of 1, and then we have our curve. This is how quickly the curve is actually going, and that's a 1.06. If we made that a 1, and let's go ahead and try to do that right now, then it'll turn it into a straight up linear curve, which is what we were talking about in the beginning, where we just don't want that at all. So let's convert that back, and then 30 is the slew time. I'm still not entirely sure what's going on there, but 30 seems about right. So here it's, and we can make it clear really quickly. Go to the table, clear it out, and we'll draw it again. So instead of having it go have a very slow fade in and then very quickly it goes up at the end, we want it to be the opposite way, where it's from the top and then slowly coming down, and then exponentially drops. So over here I've used the same line drive, but I've tweaked it so that it's taking this input and it's subtracting it from 127, so exclamation point minus is actually sort of inverting it, so it's taking whatever this input number is and reversing it and putting that into the first table. And then the more interesting part, which is coming into the line drive, is it converts the first part. So here's the information at first. It's actually the float as well as the slew time. And so we want to take the first number and make sure that it's a float, and then we subtract that from 1, because we want to start at 1 and subtract from there. So take that and then multiply it by 127 so that it's on a scale of 127 instead of just 1. And I'll add another one right here just so we can see that. And that's exactly what we want. So, hope that makes sense, and I'll see you later.